Hey everybody, welcome to the CharlieB Podcast. I'm your host, CharlieB. Do you ever feel like you have so much going on and you just need to breathe? Being a wife and mother can be so overwhelming, and sometimes you just need a minute. Take that minute with me, CharlieB. In this space, we'll talk about marriage, motherhood, and just being a woman. How do we manage to keep it together in the midst of everything that's going on? We're women, and that's just what we do. So listen, this is that pull up to the house and sit in your car for a minute moment. We all need those. You didn't have to, but I'm so glad you decided to spend that moment with me on the CharlieB Podcast. Let's jump right in. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the CharlieB Podcast. My name is Charlene, better known as CharlieB, and I am so glad that you took out the time to join me. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much, and I hope that you are here to stay. I thank you so much for tuning in for Love is in the Air. Love will always be in the air, but we're going to move forward. And this month is August, and we're going to do something a whole lot different. I decided to take out some time to shine the spotlight on some entrepreneurs. Being in business for yourself is not always easy, so I wanted to take out the time to say thank you all for your hard work, and we love you, and we are praying for you and hoping that your business just blossoms into more than you could ever expect. I have a real special lady. She a little on the crazy side, y'all. So just just brace yourselves, everybody. Say hello to my cousin, Soni Banks. Say hello to the peoples.
Hello, everybody.
Soni is my cousin, and we have a little bit too much in common. We're not going to talk about that. That's for another show. And we're going to talk about her real estate business. I've got some questions for her. She's got some advice for you, things that you need to know, things that you need to look out for, some wise tips in the real estate business. Soni, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and your family, and then we're going to jump right in.
Okay, well, I am Soni Banks. I'm out here in McDonough, Georgia, close to Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too much out there for me. And I'm married. August 21st will be 20 years. Yay! I have two boys.
Congratulations and happy anniversary to you and Mike. You got married real close to my birthday. Okay, go ahead.
My boys are for sale if anybody wants to buy them. I will be away if you want them, but I do have a precious grandson. I love him so much.
He's not for sale?
No.
So you're going to sell the sons, but not the grand... Okay, all right.
That's my boy right there.
Okay.
As CharlieB said, I am an entrepreneur. However, I do have a career. I've been in the dental field for 28 years. I love what I do. I might not like the coworkers, but I love what I do. I love meeting the patients and talking to them and things like that. Plus, it's a good farming field for my real estate business. I have a cake business. I also craft. So I do sell shirts, cupcakes, houses, everything at my dental job.
Wow. I'm just going to ignore the part where you said you don't like the coworkers. We're going to move past that. Yeah, I'm not doing this with you tonight, Soni. You love everybody tonight. Okay?
Yes, I love them, but they just get on my nerves. That's all.
So, you do a lot, girl. What do you do besides your career, your dental career, where you work at the dentist's office? What do you do the most the cakes, the crafts, or the real estate? We're going to focus on the real estate, though.
Yes. It just depends, because if you call me for a cake this week, I'm going to tell you no, but you might call next week and I might say yeah. So it just depends on how I feel most of the time. Same with crafting. Right now, I know it's back to school, so my biggest thing now is embroidering names on the back of book bags. But I might do one or two, and then after that, I'm not going to do it for a minute.
Okay.
It's like when I feel like it, and I need to stop.
So that's like more like a hobby that pays well.
But I have a state license, and I have all my credentials. I have everything.
Ah, okay.
So that's one of the differences in being a hobbyist and an entrepreneur.
Got it. I love that. So you invest in Soni.
Yeah, and if I want something, then I'll go ahead and open the doors and do a cake, do some crafts so I can make my money and get what I want.
You ain't going to be broke. We know that. Yeah. So with you working at the dentist's office, you're making cakes, you're doing crafts, where did the real estate love come from? Where did that come from?
So October would be 3 years. We've been in this house. My husband and I got together. We kind of did it backwards. We bought a house first. Then we got married a year later.
Okay.
We were only supposed to stay there 5 to 7 years. Well, that turned into 18 years.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we've looked in those 18 years, but Michael kept saying, he didn't think the time was right. So, as a loving wife, I followed. And then COVID. Like, we just got up one day and went looking. And this subdivision that we are in was the last one. I didn't want to come over here. I was tired. He was like, let's just look. We looked. And the lady, her name is Miss Ruby. When I say we walked in, there were 2 people already in her office. We came in. While we were standing there, someone else came in. But she separated all of us. She directed everybody. That day when we were looking at the other builders, they were like, go upstairs and look. And then we came downstairs. It was like, leave your email. And that's it. And to this day, I still haven't heard from them.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, she came upstairs. She was like, y'all got any questions? She was like, meet me downstairs when you're done. Came downstairs. She when I say did her thing for everybody, she handled everybody. Then she was telling us the model home was around the corner to meet her there. So coming around that corner, I saw a basement. She came in, you got a basement. She took me to the basement house.
Wow.
She's the only person, while we were looking at that basement house, she said, now how you paying for this? And I'm like, VA. She was like, got on her phone, called, gave us the contact. We fill out that information right then and there.
Right.
You know how you want to be here. But when I say a smooth journey, any question I asked, she answered. If she didn't know, she would say, give me a minute, let me reach out, find out. And she got back to me.
Wow. That's amazing.
So, yeah, we sold our house on a Monday. We closed on this house on a Tuesday.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
We closed on our house, sold our other house on a Monday, and we closed on this house on a Tuesday.
Wow. Well, congratulations to you. I'm happy for you, cuz.
Another thing is watching this. When we drove by, it was nothing but dirt. You come by next week, they level it out. And just to see it being built was a great feeling.
Right. So you got your house, the house that you're in now is from the ground up.
Yeah.
So you got to pick everything you wanted.
No. So because it was COVID, we were not allowed. But I was okay with it because the color that they offered was what I probably would have picked anyway.
Right. But that's still so beautiful, man.
It was.
I love it. So from that experience, it made you want to do what Miss Ruby is doing.
Yes. I want everyone to have that feeling. I am a person, I do share. So if I know something's on sale, and if I knew Tricks was on sale, I'm going to call you.
Right.
And I'm going to how to get the bargain. So with her, she gave me all the avenues Some of the things she guided us through, what we need to do. Michael's credit and everything was on point. Mine needed a little help.
Right.
And she was like, we got a home buyers program, which I never knew.
Right.
It's like, it's going to take you probably a week or two. And it cost $35. I paid the $35. It took me 2.5 hours, and I finished it.
Wow.
But you read through everything, and then you do a little quiz. I did it just like that. And then their financial person, she called, and she was like, this is what I need you to pay off. But me, I knew I needed to pay off other things.
Mm-hmm.
I started paying off what she told me to and other things.
Okay.
Like, I was ready. The thought of leaving that house after 18 years, baby, I would have been out on the corner selling cakes if I needed to.
I know that's right.
I was ready to go. Even though if I had the money, I would buy that house back.
Your house that you sold, you would buy it back?
Sure would.
Oh, okay.
Memories, and I like that. We drive by all.
Oh, gosh. Let it go. Let it go. I love that story, Soni, and I love your transparency. And this is where we're going to transition into everybody wants to dream. I will say with strong quotes, the American dream is to be a homeowner, you know what I mean? And sometimes people go into it not knowing what to expect. I had a friend of ours years ago. She went to look for a home. She got approved for the home and was about to go to closing. She got her credit up. She did everything she needed to do. Was ready for closing. She went and bought a new car. And next thing you know, they were like, you no longer qualify for the house. And we were all like, so we were broken for her. We were planning to help her move in and everything, but she missed out on it. So just give us a little bit. Let me ask you this question, because I don't want you to just give it all at one time. What's the biggest thing that you see when people come to you that they need to fix before they can even consider buying a house?
It's definitely the credit. What I'm finding in this market is most people have credit and no money, or they got money and no credit. But what people don't know is you want to find a mortgage loan officer or someone that has like a home buyers program that can help you and can guide you into doing the right thing. You might not be able to get a house in the first couple of months, and they're just going to say, well, look, we need you to pay this off, do this and do that. And if you follow their guidelines, then 9 times out of 10, when you're ready, you'll be ready. I always tell people, I like road rage. And if someone kind of snuck in front of me, I'll pull up on the side of them. And,
Jesus.
But one thing I realized is if they got in front of me, it's a reason. Right. And even like traffic. When traffic is backed up, I need to get somewhere. But then I look at it as maybe God was trying to tell me if I would have sped by, it could have been me in that accident. Right. So have patience.
Okay.
Like they said, you can't have what you want all the time. And I say that because that's my motto. I want what I want when I want it.
Right.
But I'm learning that it's not working that way. And you just have to have patience.
So if the credit's not good and they got the the home buyers programs out there, does every state, you're in Georgia, I'm in New Jersey, does every state have the home buyers programs or something like it then?
Most do. It's mainly by the company. I don't know if you guys have New American Funding, but they are a great program to be with. And with them, they don't sell their mortgage or your mortgage right away. They will work with you. So say you get approved and you're with New American Funding. Say in a year or two, you fall behind on your payments. They will reach out to you and ask you what is going on so that they can help you, stay on track with your mortgage, because they don't want to see you lose.
Right.
So that's one one of the people that I definitely like to work with.
Okay.
But they do have a program, and I want to say most mortgage companies have something like that.
Okay.
So my main thing is when you start this whole process, like I said, credit, get a pre-approval so you'll know how much money you're able to spend. So you don't go looking at $500,000 houses when you close it.
Okay.
And then you also have to think potential. So, for instance, gentleman I met other day, he's like, "Oh, I heard you sell houses. Can you help me?" As we're having a conversation, he was like, "Well, I just want to rent." Well, what'd you call me for?
Right.
So me, and he's young, he's newly married, new baby. You're going to pay $17,000 to $100 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. When we have townhouses that are $250,000. So with that program, the interest rate is 4.99%.
Oh, goodness.
No closing costs.
Oh.
Your down payment is about $9,000. You'll pay $2,500 for your earnest fee, which will go towards your your down payment. So with that, if you want to rent for 2-3 years, you're giving your money to somebody else when you can have this townhouse. And when you get ready to move into your quote unquote dream home, you got some equity build up.
Right.
You can sell the town home and you got some money to go ahead and move forward to the house that you actually want, instead of renting somewhere where there's somebody on the top of you, bottom of you, side of you, all of those things.
Right.
So
that's
my job,
wise. That's wise.
I like to educate people on things. And I'm going to tell you, here in Georgia, they have a lot of down payment assistance programs. So my problem is I do care. But with those programs, some of them, you have to stay in that home for 10 years.
Oh.
If you not stay in that house for 10 years, they want their money back.
Oh.
So, for instance, if they give you $10,000 for a down payment, it's going to actually be about $8,000 because they're going to take their fees out of that money.
Mm-hmm.
So you stay there, say 9.5 years, and you leave. They want all $10,000 back.
Wow.
So you have to know the program, the down payment assistance programs that you are applying for, and they got some for teachers, police officers. They have stuff for people, and people don't know, because if you don't ask, a lot of people are not going to tell you.
That's some good information, Soni. So what's the toughest part for you as a real estate agent?
Anybody that's getting into real estate, make sure you have the time and the finances. A lot of people think, I have my real estate license, I'm quitting my job or my means of income. But my journey was, it took $450 for the class. Once you pass the class, to take the state test, it's $119 each time you take it. So yes, I've taken it a couple of times.
Right.
So you add that up, and it just depends on where you go. So that's gas. Then once you pass, here in Georgia, it's $170 for your license.
Oh.
Then you have to join a brokerage in order to sell a house. So I joined Keller Williams. It's $125 a month.
Okay.
Plus the little lock boxes that you see on the houses.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, it's $53 to start, and then it's $17 a month. And then you have to join a board. And now the board you definitely have to have before you can sell a house. So it is $465 a year. But the time that I joined, it was only $400. So all of that just to join.
Wow. Okay.
So they also have a lot of classes. They have a lot of conferences and things like that, and they cost money. So if you want to go to these things, you got to have some kind of income.
Right.
If you have a house right then and there. So it's costly because of course you want real estate stuff.
Right.
This is my second box of cards.
Do you make your own stuff?
My cards I order, but my card decal, my mouse pad, my cup, my T-shirts, things like that, I make my own. When I was doing open houses, at first I brought signs, but I went to Home Depot and things like that and bought signs. But everybody else does the same thing. So I brought some blank ones. And, I'm crafty, so
yeah. Yours look different.
Yeah. And I'm the type, I am shy.
You are. I do know that about you. It doesn't seem like it, but I know that you are. And very introverted.
Yes. But see, my picture, I want every time somebody say Keller Williams or somebody say I want to buy a house, I want you to think of me. Look at that girl face right there.
Right. That's good. So, how do they choose you? You're a part of Keller Williams. How do they choose you to be the agent to sell that house?
So, it's a hustle. When they say your business, it is your business. To sell a house, you have to find the person that has a house. And everything's a contract. You got to have people sign a contract, because if you don't have a contract with that person, they can go find somebody else. And you could have been the one taking them out every day, all day. No contract, they could walk up to Sally and be like, I want to buy a house with Sally.
Right.
With Keller Williams, when you start, you have two options. You can be on a team, or you can be with a mentor. So, with the mentor, besides the fees that I pay, they give you your split, 80-20, 70-30, whatever your brokerage does. Ours is 70-30. So if I sell a house for $100,000, Keller Williams is going to get 30% of that.
Oh, wow.
Plus $3,000 royalty. Plus, my first 3 transactions, I have to pay my mentor. My first transaction, she gets 40% of my money. The second, she gets 30%. The third, she gets 15%. Plus, I still got to pay that 30% and then $3,000.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Are you a mentor?
I don't want to mentor nobody.
Well, it seemed like the mentors is making out.
Well, at first, I will say, I was like, I'm not paying nobody anything, because I don't see the value. If I'm out here hustling, right, and I sing and I get the sale or whatever, but I reach out and I connect with other people. Another lady that I met, not in my brokerage, she said, you have to think of it this way. Legally, my mentor is there. I may know how to put the numbers on the paper, or if I had to write a contract. First of all, I don't have a clue on how to write a contract.
Okay.
So she cares about me.
Okay.
Everything that I need to do, I am to reach out to her. But you know me, I'm stubborn. I like to be in my own little thing.
Yeah.
At first, I was texting her. One thing I like about her, she's from New York. Texting her all the time, asking questions, because I'm like, this is what I'm going to be paying her for.
Right.
But then I also know she has a family. Mm-hmm. She's a real estate agent in New York as well, and here, and she has other mentees. So I'm like, maybe I'm getting on her nerves. She's saying I'm not. This is how I was feeling.
Right.
So I started falling back. Then, like I said, with Keller Williams, most of their classes and things that they held are during the day. I'm at work. I can't be in your class, go to work to pay you your $125.
Right.
So I was getting angry. I think it honestly, and I know when I'm wrong. I was kind of putting the blame oh, I gotta pay them this money, because I'm mad.
Yeah, I'm saying I would have been mad too.
I gotta blame somebody,
right?
So I met a couple of people who work for another brokerage, EXP, and they're like, "Oh, you can go online anytime, 2:00 in the morning, and learn." And I'm like, "Ooh, okay, I can do this." But I don't have a physical person to help me. So if I got a listing, I don't have anybody to go with me. I got to figure it out myself if I go with EXP. Keller Williams, I have my mentor.
Right.
That's right. So I had to fall back, and I had to be like, you know what, stop trying to put the blame on somebody else that you're not out here doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So I'm going to pay her 40%, her 30%, and her, but I want to come up, find this money up here, so that 40% don't bother me. So it's coming. I related a lot to my cake business. Like I said, when I started my cake business, I didn't have a Cricut machine to make my shirts. I got a fabric marker. I drew a cupcake and wrote my name and number on it. And that's how I started out in my cake business.
Wow.
But I hustled that to where I was doing I could do a wedding cake in a weekend and make $1,500 to $2,000.
Wow.
More than I did at my job.
That's awesome.
I got to apply the same hustle.
But you got that hustle in you. It's like you were born with it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm hearing is you're in the real estate business, but it's a struggle right now.
Yeah.
What do you think? What encouragement do you need to give yourself to turn that struggle into a sale?
I have to come out of my comfort zone. I don't like talking on the telephone, but I'm going to have to figure out something to pick up the phone and start calling people, for sale by owners, we call FSBOs. Call them and ask them how's it going for them, and, try to convince them to have me sell their house for them.
Right.
I'm mailing stuff out. That I don't mind. Anything that I can make and do and ship out or whatever, I'm okay with that part. But me actually talking on the phone, I don't know what it is. Not doing it. I'm not going to say I'm not. I don't want to do it. So, this podcast thing is normally not a me thing, but I know I've got to come out of my comfort zone and
That's exactly where I was getting to. So right now, I know my cuz. This is not your forte. So when you said yes, I was like, ooh, let me hurry up and record this before she changed her mind. Before she changed her mind. But God allowed you to pass the test, pass the state test, and to get your license for a reason. Right? Because he needs you out there. You have the personality, and you don't have to be less than who you are to get where you need to be. You just got to find your zhuzh, if you would. The first time I plugged up to this podcast, as much as people think I like to talk, I do not. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm going to fail. This is going to be horrible. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. And after the first time, it was like, oh, wow, okay, maybe I can do this. But I started out with people that I know, like my family, my mom, then I did my siblings, then I did my kids, did my husband. So I got all the jitters out off the people I know, right? You're going to find your judge. And I'm going to speak into your life that you already are a very successful real estate agent, and you're going to sell many homes. It's just a matter of time. It's just about being patient. It's about being patient. What about the people that come to you saying, hey, I want to buy a house? What advice do you have for them?
Well, my first thing is that let's get you pre-approved. Because, like I said, I don't want you looking and thinking you can afford a $500,000 house and you can only $200,000. Because when you go looking and you're like, oh, I'm going to get this big mansion and this, and then you can only afford a shack, your feelings and your spirit is going to be crushed. So I always tell them, let's start with a pre-approval. And some of the people that I work with, let's do what's called a soft pull, so you don't have, a hard hit on your credit report. And most of the time they can do that and let you know, let's move forward, or this is what you need to work on before we do a hard pull.
Right.
And from there, just know what you're looking for. If you have smaller kids or school-age kids, know the district you want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Your travel to and from work. I always look at, here in Georgia, you got to have a car. You got to have some transportation. So if something happens to your car, make sure you can get to and from work.
Right.
Look at it long term, 5 years or more, because you don't want to keep hopping here, hopping there, hopping there. One reason we waited was because we wanted to make sure Tori was out of school.
Right.
He got out of school, it was like, let's go.
I know, and that's right.
You just, those are probably the main things, and don't settle, because I'm pretty sure your house is out there waiting on you. Right. Don't, oh, it's orange, but it's got everything else, but that orange color is going to bother you every day. Don't do it.
Right. So then you Miss Ruby them all the way to the closing table till they get the keys.
Definitely. One thing about me, I have clients that when I started my cake business, it pops up on my phone. And I'll send a thing. There's one young lady, she actually graduated. She's going to college in a couple of weeks. I've been doing her cake since she was 9.
Wow.
So every year I did her cakes. Now during COVID, I did her cake during COVID.
Wow.
For those years, she just turned 18 out of those 9 years. I probably didn't do her cake maybe 3 times. But every year, her birthday's in January. So I would send her mom a thing, tell her it's a happy birthday.
Nice.
She always would be, I just keep in touch with a lot of my people. So when these people buy these houses, the first year I probably will send them a nice little something.
Right.
The first year.
That's nice.
Like, for instance, as soon as I got my license, Ms. Ruby was the first person I called.
Nice.
And I go over there. She helps me out. I can call her. It's just getting out and being social.
Yeah.
You can't, they have a thing that's called a secret agent. And that's when you're an agent, but you don't let people know. But you expect people to buy a house with you.
Oh.
So, and that's another thing, like I try to tell people, it is your wording when you say stuff. Don't buy a house from me. I'm buying a house with you. We are in this together. I represent you, because now the new law is the buyer has to compensate the real estate agent.
Oh, okay.
So now you really have to show your value. Why should I be your real estate agent? And if you can't convey that to a person, then why should they pay you?
Right. Wow.
It's a change. It's about to be some people that's not going to be happy with it, but it is what it is.
Listen, y'all have met my cousin Soni Banks, the real estate agent, the baker, the crafter, and probably a whole lot of other things.
Candlestick maker.
The candlestick maker. Oh. So, Soni, what advice would you have if you met somebody that was either buying a house or trying to sell their house? Why would we pick Soni Banks?
Well, first of all, you want to find someone like me who cares. I care where you end up. I care that you're able to afford and live comfortably. Right. I care about your family. I don't want people to get into a house knowing they only make $3,000 a month and your mortgage is $2,700.
Oh, that's good.
Be able to be comfortable. Let's build this wealth. Not paying somebody rent somewhere and you're building their wealth, but not for yourself. Also, studies show that a child that lives in a home or a house with stability, they do better in school. So that's another thing that, I'm concerned about. When you go to buy a home, make sure it's where your kids can thrive, your family can thrive. And once again, that is affordable.
Wow. That's good. Because a lot of times the biggest thing for a family, for parents, is where my kids going to school, how my kids going to end up, is there a safe neighborhood, can they go outside and play? It's the kids. So if you pull in the heartstring of the parents, especially the mother, I'm going to say that, then you win. I think that's awesome, Soni. I think that is really awesome. So I thank you so much. You answered all my questions and you gave a lot of wisdom tonight. You kept it real and gave us the reality of it. When we're going into these things, know what you're getting into and be ready to work. I am proud of you. And I'm rooting for you. Yep, I'm rooting for you. Soni Banks, everybody. Keller Williams. What now? The name of your company is Keller Williams, but it's Soni Banks Agent. How does it go?
So that's like a whole nother business thing. My real estate license say Hassani D. Roberson Banks, but I like Soni Banks.
Okay.
So I'm going to change that, and I'm probably going to start another company. I just haven't, I was thinking just Soni Banks Realty.
Oh,
but I also do something that incorporates my husband, even though he says the last name incorporates him.
All right.
So, I'm probably just going to change that and create a business with that.
Nice. So you don't have to say Keller Williams.
Everything that I post, I have to put them.
Okay.
I have to have the bridge attached to it at all times.
Okay.
Now, for the years when I take this broker's test and do my own brokerage, yeah.
All right now.
Exactly.
I love it. I wish you all the best. I wish you great success. My cousin, the real estate agent, Mrs. Soni Banks, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Join me next time right here on the CharlieB Podcast. CharlieB out. Soni Banks.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, girl. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show. You can also like my page on Facebook at the CharlieB Podcast. Now, before you get out of the car and go to whatever is next, take a deep breath and remember, this is what you were created for. God gave you a different kind of strength, and whatever it is, you've got this. So again, thanks for tuning in. Really, you didn't have to, but I'm so glad that you did. Join me next time right here on the CharlieB Podcast.